Okay, this is my fourth attempt to record this episode. So, um, when I activate the launcher, this was on the splash screen. Support elderly relatives and friends. I felt I would like to include this with this chapter because it's very relevant to the story that I'm putting together. So now let me carefully close this window without doxing myself, because the problem with Microsoft product is that it has her name all over it. So, okay. Make sure my name's not on there. Okay. Now, as I was writing this chapter, I noticed I was going over, so part of this, what I already typed up, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna reserve that for the next chapter. So this chapter 56 only focuses on fall 2015. The weekend before September, Erica and Michael sat down, reevaluate their marriage. Michael knew exactly what she was going to say, but he did allow her to, to vent. She told him that she needs to make certain that she can afford to send her father back to the States, to live the life that he wanted in the first place, with the career of his dreams. Over the past decade, she took a look at the clinic, she looked at the studio. The studio will make more than enough money to make her dreams come true. So the question mark was how much the film will make. That's always the wild card. The first film made a significant amount of money. The first film made a little over $1 million. And then after that, each film that they're making, it's up in the air. Sometimes they make a lot of money, sometimes they don't make much money. The first film that made a significant amount of money was Chachi's film about Kitsune. At this time, she stopped talking, let him process what she said and what he's going to counter. After giving her words some careful thought, he said that he knew that she's a very creative person. He knows that she'll go far in San Francisco. He married her knowing what's going to happen. He knows that it's going to cost a lot of money to bring her father back. He carefully asked her to please stop worrying. It is in her nature to help people, including people who have hurt her in the past. As long as she does not spoil her father, he will support her no matter what. If any of this concerns him, he will speak up. When she looked at him, she saw that he was telling the truth. As a result, she breathed a sigh of relief. The first day of September that year was on a Tuesday, so she spent the first 4 days of the month at the studio working with Jonathan, go over their itinerary for San Jose and Los Angeles. It's the final leg of the premiere. They need to make certain, and it's on a strong note because the holidays are coming up. The good news is the fact that she will only be needed in the evenings. That way she can focus her day when she needs to, on whatever she needs to do. So Michael could not be more thrilled. He immediately penciled in a day when they would attend Northern California Renaissance Fair. He used part of this time calling local charities, see what they need, how they can help them. It's an especially busy time for local food banks and soup kitchens. Several organizations are also preparing to serve traditional Thanksgiving dinner for those less fortunate. They also talked with organizations that deliver meals to homebound seniors as well. At this time, Michael gave her an interesting piece of advice. She's good at listening to gay people. That's not the issue. The issue is, his assignment is to learn how to listen to all people. To be honest, he's right. She's too much into her head, filling in the blanks, coming to the wrong conclusion. Instead, she needs to treat everyone the same. Let them tell her how they want her to treat them. It was difficult at first, especially when she's around people she's familiar with. However, she knew that there's a reason why he's pointing this out at this time. She's determined to unlearn the bad habits that she accumulated over the years. So the night before the Labor Day barbecue, Erica called for a meeting between the homeowners and the gated community. She noticed that maintenance and repair of the homes are running behind. By this time, most of the homes are like over 10 years old. And they're starting to fall apart. As a result, she needs to know what she can do to help. Richard works for the Murphy Construction Company. As a result, he's being stretched thin. He's he has a regular job, and on top of that, he's doing he's trying to do all this maintenance and repair of the homes at the same time. So he's busy working on father's permanent home as well as a new studio. Much to her relief, Alex and Michael reached out to Richard. They offered to help in whatever way they can. Richard was relieved. Richard asked Alex and Michael to consider learning how to maintain and repair their own homes. That way, he can start teaching them the basics of home repair and maintenance. At this time, Richard gave them the key to his garage where he stores his toolkit. Starting that weekend, Alex and Michael started doing some of their repairs and maintenance under Richard's guidance. So, that weekend, Alex and Chachi worked with their neighbors, put together their next barbecue. It's easy for Erica to listen to Alex and Chachi. However, she knows that her bad habit applied to Kim and Richard. The good news is that she temporarily has Leilani, and by this time, Leilani completed her training as a certified service dog. So while she held on Leilani's leash, she listened carefully to what Richard and Kim are telling her. All of a sudden, she can, air quotes, hear a lot more what they're saying without rushing to the wrong conclusion. Moreover, she gained a lot more insight into who they are as people. This new information helped her communicate more effectively. At the same time, Ashley and Trey Murphy Jr. are visiting from their final year at the university in the South Bay. Erica noticed that both of them are wearing a matching pair of friendship bracelets. She saw the same with Aaron and Rio. They too wore a matching pair of bracelets. Aaron and Rio are the ones who are going to a public school in San Francisco. During the summer, they work full-time as interns at the studio. All four of them will earn their bachelor's degree the following spring. They will start graduate school later that year. Erin in particular, she talked about her senior capstone project. It will be about members of the Indigenous Californians for Two Spirits. She's working closely with Chachi and various leaders of the tribes to make certain that she does not commit cultural appropriation. She will make certain that her audience clearly understands that she's not a member of any tribe. Instead, she is an ally who wants to educate her audience about this aspect of Indigenous California culture. After she completes graduate school, she would like to make a feature-length film about her project. At this time, Chachi chimed in. She would temporarily agree to be an associate producer at the studio, focused only on Aaron's project. So everybody in the attendance was in awe, wished her only the very best. At this time, Trey Murphy Jr., Aaron, and Rio approached Erica. Her father will be attending the same university that they will be attending in the fall. They offered to help her father adjust to university in the States. Erica thanked them, agreed to set up a meeting the following summer. Her father should be settled by then. That weekend, Erica and Michael went to the local auto dealership. Erica brought Leilani with them. She was stunned at how much negotiating was going on that she previously didn't realize when she bought their first car. She saw that Michael also had a lot riding on the new car. He has to make sure they don't do bait and switch. He also needs to make sure he doesn't trick them into buying a known lemon. If Erica tried to buy a car on her own, then they would have completely bulldozed her, taken advantage of her naivete. With Michael, they knew he knows exactly what they're thinking, and that gives Michael an edge over any persuasion tactics they have in the arsenal. While the salesman was busy trying to talk them into buying a CRV, Michael saw that she was torn between the Honda Accord and Honda Civic. The Accord has the rear view video technology and lane that she wanted. However, the Civic had the price point that she preferred. So in the end, with Michael's help, she ended up picking an Accord Touring sedan because it has a V6 engine, navigation, advanced safety tech. Although he told her, hey, you can drive the new car to San Jose, she opted to take his car instead until she gets used to the new car. Plus, she doesn't want to wreck the new car. He said fair and let her drive his car to San Jose. They drove the new car out of the dealership directly to Costco to add it to their insurance. The barbecue was their chance to unwind from the hustle and bustle of work. It was also a chance for the young adults to share what they learned from university that year, as well as their upcoming plans for graduate school. Lisa is the one. She is Indigenous California whose husband was on Flight 93 on 9/11. And Lisa and her daughter Olivia lives in their gated community. Lisa's daughter Olivia admitted she doesn't know what she wants to do. After her 2-year community college stint, she's torn between undergraduate studies versus a trade school. With undergraduate studies, she will get more knowledge and eventually higher income. However, with the trade school, she can start work right away, earn money much sooner. So she hopes that she'll get a better deal in a couple of years. At this time, Erica offered her a nugget of wisdom. Even though she would have a career at the clinic, Erica thought that she would have a career at the clinic. However, life happens. She realized that the studio would earn more money than the clinic. And money is what she needs right now so she can help more people. So Erica advised Olivia, use this time, learn as much as you can about yourself. Moreover, keep your mind open to other possibilities. When Olivia looked at her mom, Lisa nodded. Olivia was in awe. At the premiere in San Jose, Erica left Leilani with Michael. She actively worked on listening carefully to what people were saying about her film. Erica and Maria went together to the Murphy Art House in San Jose. The Patreons immediately picked up on the fact that it was completely different from her senior capstone project. Keep in mind, 2015, people tend to go on the internet. They learn as much as they can about the film, background information before they watch the film. So that's where I got that information from. So indeed, instead, the Patreons were hoping that her first one would be more in line with the senior capstone project. And then same thing, several of them also watched her documentary about Japanese Mexican community in San Jose before the premiere, so they prefer watching that over the completely revamped full-length feature film. Granted, they did admit they liked the idea that she chose the universal topic of elder care. It doesn't matter which continent you live in, which ethnic group you're from, everyone will have to face the issue of how they're going to take care of their parents. So Erica took their criticism to heart. At this time, she entertained the idea of making a direct-to-DVD film based on her capstone project. Granted, she still must get it approved by all the senior executive producers first, so this is something for her to put on the back burner. And I will talk about this more in the next chapter. So later that month, Erica and Michael spent part of the day at the Northern California Renaissance Fair. When they watched the Queen's Royal Joust, Erica focused on how the actors were not only going off their script, but also paying close attention to what the other actors were doing. So it gave her renewed appreciation for some of the scenes where choreography with props are included. Around this time, Erica and Michael spent cuddle time, talking about serious matters regarding her father's return to the States. Michael carefully asked her how she might react if her father finds a new romantic potential. She told him they already went through that. Her father had an affair with a white woman. It will be complicated because he also expects a traditional Japanese housewife at the same time. That being said, he is an adult who went through a divorce. She can only hope that he actually learned something about himself and will do whatever it takes to not make the same mistake. That being said, the best possible match will be a mixed race woman whose mother is Japanese. That way he gets the white woman he wants. At the same time, he gets a woman who's Japanese, who knows how to make Japanese meals that he needs. So at this time, she reiterated her life wisdom. The first marriage is to please the parents, and that's exactly what he did. Just like her, both of his parents are made Japan Japanese. They expect him to be straight and marry his own kind. He did that. Now the second marriage is completely your choice, and no one has any right to say anything against it. That being said, she said that there's one important piece of advice that she must give to her father's new romantic potential. Do not ever Put your guard down. As soon as her father walks all over her, takes her for granted, she'll end up just like her mother. Michael was taken aback. He knew she was telling the truth, and he can tell that she gave this a lot of thought over the past few years. Next, he carefully asked Erica about her mother. Erica said, "Trust with made in Japan Japanese men is completely broken, cannot be repaired. Her mother will remain unmarried." Although Michael was shocked, he knew that she was telling the truth. At this time, she did tell him what was bugging her. Granted, he wasn't surprised. An audience member pointed this out. The patron corrected her when she referred to Michael as her partner. The patron said only gay people can do that. Michael was taken aback, but he did understand where both of them are coming from. On the surface, if you see a marriage between a man and woman, you automatically assume they're both straight. However, since he's gay, everything is different. Erica is also diagnosed with several medical conditions. They have to make accommodations. And then since he's gay, she also needs to make adjustments so he'll be less likely to stray. As a result, Michael understood where Erica is coming from. Also, she's had to change her political leanings. Michael is Japanese Hawaiian. His parents and grandparents are angry at the person who was president at the time of World War II. He's a Democrat. He signed Executive Order 9066, sending over 110,000 people with Japanese ancestry into various military prisons for the duration of the Second World War. Same thing with Maria at the studio. Her mother and maternal grandparents were in Cuba when then President, another Democrat, authorized attempts to overthrow the government, resulting in the Bay of Pigs fiasco. This forced her mother and maternal grandparents to leave the country they were born in and not return. As a result, he is not surprised, and he respects the fact that her mother and her maternal grandparents are Republicans. And Michael is also conflicted with calling himself a Democrat. However, he knows, regardless of whether or not they're racist and are homophobic, they have his back. At the same time, he did understand where Erica is coming from. In Latin America, Erica's family lived below the poverty line. Yet, Democrats talk as though they know exactly what that means. Unless Democrats experience homelessness, are members of an ethnic minority, or gay trans, they do not know what it is really like. Yet they act as though they know how people should talk about them. Same with Erica. Michael did not know what to say. That will resolve this conundrum. All he can do is support her as best he can. At this time, he did reach out to both of Chachi's elder siblings. Since both of them are bi and part Japanese, perhaps they might have a better idea of what Erica needs to hear. Okay, and just author's note, this is the only time I'm going to talk about politics. After this, I'm not going to talk about it. Okay, in October, Erica and Michael went to Los Angeles. To keep the disruption to her home life to a minimum, Erica flew to Los Angeles on Friday afternoon, flew back to San Francisco first thing on the Monday morning. That way, Friday through Saturday, she could focus on the premiere. At the set, the premiere is quite significant. Members of the audience wanted to know what they can do to help seniors in their local community. Erica responded with advising them on contacting the local food bank, contact agencies that serve seniors, such as meal delivery service for homebound seniors. Weekdays, she spent in San Francisco. Erica and Michael had a very important meeting with the studio's office manager. Based on current box office receipts, it looks like the studio is going to earn a bit more than $25 million from her film. If they give her $2.5 million up front, Erica and Michael will be hit hard with income tax the following April. Tax season. So for example, if they earn less than $10,000, they only need to pay 10% of their income in income taxes. However, if they earn more than $400,000, they will owe more than 33% income taxes. The studio can either give her the money in installments over the next few years, or they can divide part of the money in terms of increased benefits. Let me get some water. After some back and forth, they agreed, okay, every year for the next 5 years, they're gonna get about $500,000. Any amount in excess will be paid down the royalties. So she will receive about $4,000 a month. 40,000. Oh, perfect. 40,000. Well, let me 40,012 anyway. I'll figure out. I can't math on on camera. Apologies. So she'll receive about $40,000 a month, minus the income tax that the studio will prepay, and they will accept the excess in benefits and royalties. At this time, Michael agreed to cancel his benefits from the Adaptive Fitness Center, accept the benefits package from the studio. They also added long-term nursing care insurance as well. That will reduce her income by $6,000. That was enough to keep her in the 33% income tax bracket. However, for the next 5 years, they will have to file married, filing separately though. His income, if they put it all together, it's going to put them in a 39.6% income tax bracket. So they would need to donate specific amounts so they owe less income tax. At this time, they talk with their accountant, find exactly how much they need to donate, where to donate, and to protect their income after taxes, they agreed to put that amount into the family trust fund. Also, they agreed to have the studio match their Roth individual retirement account contribution, which is $5,500 per person that year. In terms of Erica's Roth IRA, she actually lost 3.9% that year. Stocks were not doing so well. However, the following year will be a good year for her stock. If anything changes with Erica, Michael, or the studio, they will schedule another meeting. So at this time, Erica and the studio attorney and studio office manager signed the paperwork to adjust her payroll for the rest of the year. Since Michael's birthday landed on a Saturday that year, Erica and Michael flew into Los Angeles the day before. Their dog Kamali was boarded with Kim and Richard. Oh, and Lailani. Keep forgetting, we got 2 dogs right now. Was boarded with Kim and Richard. After celebrating his birthday at the local restaurant, he joined Maria in one of the premieres of the film. That Monday, after flying back to San Francisco, Erica got her flu shot at the clinic. The last day of October was Saturday. Maria asked, "Could you please, extend your stay through Sunday?" She nodded. This was the last push to get people to watch her film, and they were competing against Halloween. So moreover, the holidays are around the corner. Viewers would be more focused on films from Hollywood. So it was a bit distracting with several members of the audience watching her film in full costume. However, she got through it, focused only on what they were saying. The next day, her father flew into San Francisco. She was sorry that Michael would have to pick her father up by himself. However, the next few years, they need that extra income until her father can get back on his feet. She focused on making the final push to make sure her first film is a financial success. Monday, Erica and Michael took a week off from work, help her father get the immigration application process. The rest is up to the attorney. Not surprising, the attorney was going to up his asking price. However, as soon as he saw that Michael is also in attendance, he carefully explained that the additional fees is to cover his round-trip airfare, rental car, meals, hotel stay. After they negotiated the fee that all parties can agree to, the attorney set to work. The attorney already filed the application to become a resident alien. He's going to try to pull strings to help her father get his permanent resident card back. Granted, her father admitted he turned his card into the Department of Immigration and Naturalization Service before he left. That was before 9/11. After 9/11, that department no longer exists, and a new Department of Homeland Security was created, so the latter is a long shot. As a result, the attorney got the application for resident alien card started as a backup. At this time, the attorney gave the business card to Erica and her father in case they have any questions or if something else comes up. Much to her surprise, Erica's father apologized for the inconvenience. Erica waved his concern, let him know it is her duty as his adult child to help her father get back on his feet in this country. She's sponsoring him. She will do whatever it takes to make certain everything is done correctly. While the attorney used his connections to get the process going, Erica took her father to a local driving school. He got his license back before the end of the month. At this time, she took him to Costco to add him to her membership and get his picture taken. As soon as he got his card, she took him to the insurance desk to get him car insurance. She made certain that he brought with him his defensive driver certificate with him. He was stunned that they gave him a discount with that one piece of paper. At this time, she showed him his car that was in the spare duplex, gave him the garage door opener. He immediately went to the local California Department of Motor Vehicles to get his car back into his name. Next, Erica took him to the public library in San Francisco, gave him a library card. She also used this visit to ask him about the classes to help an older adult learn how to use a computer. Much to her relief, they offer free classes. She signed him up. He spent the rest of the year learning how to use a computer. Also, when she took him to the public university to help him apply for admission to their undergraduate degree program, she then took him to Golden Gate Park to help him get a part-time job. That was during the weekdays. And she signed him up to take standardized college entrance examinations. Since she knew that his first test he would get a low score, she signed him up for additional ones. She hired a private tutor to get him a better score. On weekends, she had him get his fishing license. Then they joined Alex and Chachi to harvest sea urchins, catch fish. After Chachi cleaned the fish, she gave some of the fish to Erica's father. Erica had him work with her on the community garden, helped him harvest fresh produce. This entire time, she brought Leilani with her. Much to her relief, her father and the dog quickly bonded. She carefully taught him how to take care of her. By the end of the year, he was completely ready to take care of her on his own. They went to the local city government to transfer ownership of this dog from Erica and Michael over to her father. By Thanksgiving, her father set aside the items he'll bring with him to his permanent home and which items he doesn't need. Erica immediately took the latter off his hands, donated them. She was, however, surprised that he did discard his 15.25-inch body flat top acoustic echo range folk guitar. Granted, she did not keep it tuned. However, she let the matter go. She took the guitar to a local charity. She was not surprised that they saw a moneymaker when they saw one. She was happy to help them out. They would definitely find a good home for his old guitar. This made her more motivated to stay on top of her piano lessons. Her parents spent a fortune getting her lessons. She didn't want their hard-earned money to go to waste. Plus, there's a reason why Michael's parents bought her a grand piano for their own home. She needed to make sure they got their money's worth as well. Michael saw Erica make an effort to help her father out. He also helped. He taught her father how to use his word processor. Once her father got the hang of it, Michael taught her father how to use his old computer. After he got the hang of using this appliance, Michael got him some CDs on how to use a computer, as well as specific programs, typing software, how to use the internet, WordPerfect, Microsoft Word, and so on. In addition to teaching her father how to use the community public announcement system, he also helped her father get and learn how to use a prepaid cell phone as well. At this time, Erica took him to the bank, explained how a trust fund works, exactly how much money is in that trust fund that she put under his name, and that he's to pay her back after he graduates from the university and gets back on his feet. Much to her relief, he thanked her and said that he'll make certain to pay her back all the money that's in the account. Her father immediately went to his accountant, figure out how to transfer the money into a stock brokerage firm. That way, he can live off the dividends while the money works for him rather than he works to earn money. Since Amazon.com and Netflix were high performance that year, he chose those two stocks to start his road to financial independence from his daughter. Also, this would decrease the amount of time it would take to pay his daughter back. Also, he opened his own bank account so he can start transferring funds from his bank account in Japan to the new one in the United States. Thanksgiving Day, Erica Michael took her father with him to the annual Murphy Thanksgiving gathering. Much to her surprise, the family invited Erica to the main table. Although she did not want to talk business, a little birdie told them she wants to revamp the studio's first television show where they showcase local small businesses. Let me get some water. Several members of Maria's own family own small businesses in the city proper, as well as the Port Authority of San Francisco. Several of their attorneys are also at the table. They spent the gathering hashing out the details. It made sense. They do not want any questions that she has to catch them off guard. Also, they need her to be completely transparent about what she's going to do while they're filming. Their family reputation is on the line. They need to put everything on the table before filming begins. By the end of the dinner, they had a blueprint of how she's to talk to each family member and what they need to go over before she brings the camera crew over. By the first week of December, the studio had the DVD of her film ready to sell. At this time, they found a reputable DVD copier and distributor. Granted, fewer people buy DVDs than go to a local movie theater. However, with over $25 million in box office receipts, they knew they need all the help they can get. At this time, Trey Murphy Sr., so Trey Murphy Jr.'s father, offered to help Erica connect with food banks and public schools in the East Bay. Erica was relieved. They spent December reaching out to help them with either donations of food, money, or volunteer time. Trey Murphy Jr., the son, came home from winter break from university. He also helped. To be honest, it didn't dawn on Erica that public schools also need help. So when she returned to San Francisco, she had Jamie, Kim, Sophia help her in reaching out to the city's public schools. Michael worked in the background to make sure Erica doesn't exceed their budget to donate part of her earnings to reduce the income tax they owe the following April tax season. Also, during the employees' open enrollment, they added long-term nursing care insurance to the benefits. Although Erica earns more than enough for comfortable retirement for both of them, she didn't want her or hard-earned money to be spent on nursing home care. Instead, she wanted to use the money to improve the quality of their lives as well as go on vacations. She looked at home care options as well so they can continue living in their home. Granted, the cost is about the same, however, staying in the home will keep the quality of life as high as possible. Also, he understood why Erica's mother's side of the family chose to keep grandmother in her home until the very end. It's what she would have wanted, to be with family in her own home rather than the cold nursing home being cared by people who don't know what she needs. So any questions, comments, constructive criticisms, let me know, and I shall see you next time. Take care.